fierce confrontation unfolds as Wei Tak, the nascent soul elder of the West Spirit Gate, faces off against a puppet army led by Seo Yun. Initially unfazed by General Seo, a puppet capable of firing nascent soul-level attacks, Wei Tak soon discovers his opponent's true resourcefulness when not one, but 18 such puppets unleash a barrage of devastating beams. Overwhelmed, Wei Tak is scorched but survives, only to flee and drop his belongings, which Seo Yun quickly claims. Among the spoils is a scroll-shaped spatial artifact, which, after breaking its seal with the Mad Lord's circuit technique, reveals treasures, talismans, and the West Spirit Gate's secret method inscribed in an unfamiliar language. Meanwhile, the Azure Heaven Creation Sect, led by the formidable Azure Tiger Saint, claims victory over the West Spirit Gate and establishes dominance over Azure Cold Island. The entire sect is transported to the new realm using a mystical scroll, astonishing onlookers with the spectacle of a mountain materializing from a painting. For the next 6 months, the sect consolidates its hold, spreading word of its supremacy and inviting experts to teach the Bright Cold Realm's language, culture, and essential knowledge to its disciples, including Seo Yun and Chief Oh Hyun Seo. During this period, both adapt to their new life, learning and training relentlessly. Chief Oh, once overwhelmed and confused, gradually finds his footing with Seo Hyun's help. Memories of their mundane past and the company resurface as they spar and reminisce about old hiking trips, highlighting Chief O's enduring stamina and Seo Hyun's analytical approach. Azure Tiger Saint, content with their progress, announces it is time to officially test their aptitude. He proposes a sparring session, his idea of a test promising to adjust his strength to match theirs. The ensuing battle is brutal. Azure Tiger Saint's monstrous strength forces Seo Hyun to rely solely on reading intent and dodging without using any overt martial arts techniques. Their fight becomes an exhilarating exchange of intent, with both experiencing the rare joy of matching wits and skill with a worthy opponent, their movements visualized in intertwining threads of color. Red, blue, and at times purple, signifying mastery. The 3 flowers gather at the summit level. Despite Seo Hyun's technical edge in martial arts, Azure Tiger Saint's sheer physical might proves overwhelming. Even attacks to his vital points leave Seo Hyun's fists bruised, while a single blow from Azure Tiger Saint can obliterate boulders and hills. Ultimately, Azure Tiger Saint escalates his power, and the clash leaves Seo Hyun's arm and shoulder destroyed. Yet, with a touch of blue energy, Azure Tiger Saint restores his disciple, intrigued by the sword-like wound he received, a hint at Seo Hyun's unique abilities. After countless knockouts and recoveries, Azure Tiger Saint finally declares himself satisfied with their potential and brings forth the cultivation method they will learn, the Starlight Protective Void Body. As new disciples of Azure Heaven Creation Sect, Seo Hyun and Chief Oh Hyun Seo stand at the threshold of a new chapter, ready to embark on a path of body refinement and greater cultivation under their formidable master's guidance. After receiving the Starlight Protecting Void Body technique, it becomes clear that this defensive method is only the middle section of a greater cultivation art, with the beginning and end comprised of the 5 elements, enduring origin scripture, and the Azure Spirit, striking origin technique. The Azure Tiger Saint explains that disciples typically begin with the 5 element scripture, then progress to Starlight Protecting Void Body, and finally to the attack focus technique, all of which unite into the powerful Azure Spirit. Starlight Quintessence, great method. While the protagonist is given access to the Starlight technique as a favored disciple, Chief O is set to be toughened up through repeated beatings and recovery before being formally taught the combined method. Determined to build a solid foundation, the protagonist seeks out the 5 elements, enduring origin scripture at the scripture pavilion, only to find the pavilion itself being used as a weight by a hulking senior, Cheon-hoon, who is so strong he lifts the entire building for his training. Cheon-hoon explains that basic methods are freely available, but more advanced techniques require winning an arm wrestling match against him. The pavilion's librarian, gratefully, the protagonist collects the 5 elemental methods and considers further study at the 5 Elements Hall, where body refinement is taught according to each element. Visiting each elemental training hall reveals the brutal and bizarre nature of the Azure Heaven Creation Sect. Body cultivation. Fire Path disciples are roasted over open flames or made to dive into lava. Metal Path trainees are thrown into pits of razor-toothed fish, forced to master the Metal Path scripture to survive. Waterpath training involves being dragged to the bottom of a deep lake, stones bound to their feet to endure crushing pressure and lack of air. Woodpath disciples are tied up and repeatedly beaten by seniors. Their injuries instantly heal to reinforce their bodies. The Earth Path Hall appears quiet, but only because most disciples are buried alive, forced to dig their way back to the surface as part of their training. After witnessing these hellish regimens, the protagonist decides it's wiser to focus on the starlight protecting void body. But before escape is possible, senior disciples from the Earth Path Hall surround him, eager for him to join their harsh training. With all exits blocked, he steels himself, reads their intent with the vision of a peak master, and prepares to fight his way to freedom, relying on every ounce of his skill and determination. Red lines of hostile intent close in from all sides, leaving only the sky and earth as possible escape routes, but both are trapped. Choosing the rear, the protagonist dodges the aggressive advances of the senior brothers and narrowly escapes the initial encirclement, aiming for a cliff that promises freedom. As he dashes for it, the muscular seniors of the Azure Heaven Creation sect close in relentlessly, their strength and speed formidable, even without specialized movement techniques. With each step closer to the cliff, more obstacles arise, including ambushes from below and a rain of attacks from above. Using quick thinking and martial technique, the protagonist redirects the force of others' attacks, weaving through the chaos until he finally leaps from the cliff. His relief is short-lived. A colossal hand made of earth, conjured by a cultivator, reaches out to snatch him midair. Reacting instantly, he uses its momentum to propel himself even farther, only to find himself hurtling straight toward the fire training hall. His arrival is as dramatic as his escape, with a flame dragon spell capturing him and binding him in fiery chains. The seniors of the hall, amused and impressed, decide to test him by tying him to a stake and lighting a fire beneath him, all to force him to operate the fire path. Enduring origin scripture. Despite the searing pain he endures, realizing through agony that pain is proof of life, far preferable to the numbness and despair of death. Embracing the ordeal, he taunts his tormentors to make the flames hotter, regaining his fighting spirit and determination to grow stronger so he can change the fates of those he cares about. Word spreads throughout the sect of the unstoppable new disciple who appears to be training in all 5 elemental halls, enduring tortures by fire, metal, water, wood, and earth. Rumors abound about his 5 elements, spiritual roots, and his ability to master all 5 methods of the 5 elements. Enduring origin. Scripture, a feat considered almost mythical. Months pass, and with relentless training across the 5 elements hall and the abundant spiritual energy of Azure Cold Island, the protagonist's body becomes as strong as a cultivator of the next stage, despite still being at the chi gathering phase. Dissatisfied with his progress, he pushes harder, determined that his current strength is insufficient to save anyone. He trains swordsmanship under crushing water pressure, juggles multiple advanced cultivation techniques, and shrugs off the dangers of demonic possession with sheer willpower and a punch to the face. Even when warned by senior brothers to pace himself, he dives straight back into the depths, dogged by the urgency of his mission. Underwater, using a storage scroll, he retrieves a jade tablet containing the 3 spirits technique, a powerful method for creating avatars as insurance against death or loss of cultivation. Comparing its formula with the Devil Legion terracotta scroll, he notices a surprising connection, hinting at new insights or opportunities. His journey of tireless cultivation and self-overcoming continues, driven by the burdens and hopes of all he wants to save. While contemplating 2 powerful cultivation techniques, the Devil Legion, Terracotta Scroll, and the 3 Spirits technique, a new possibility emerges. The Devil Legion Terracotta Scroll allows one to form countless artifact spirits by closely bonding with the Dharma treasure and even merge them into a single, powerful spirit to stimulate ascension. The 3 spirits technique, meanwhile, creates avatars for revival. By combining the methods, the usual limitation of 3 avatars could be bypassed, potentially storing cultivated power within the colorless glass sword and carrying it into the next life. With these thoughts, the focus shifts to breaking through the key refining stage and entering key building, though concerns about attracting heavenly tribulation remain, especially since this draws unwanted attention. The plan is to time the breakthrough alongside Chief Oh Hyun Soyok, who is also nearing chi building. After another grueling training session in the perpetually crowded 5 Elements Hall, a return to the lodging brings a brief respite. Yuan Yu, the blood body, continues to recover, and a centipede from a past life is cared for, symbolizing gratitude and remembrance. The sight of recent heavenly rejection signals that Chief O has also completed the 7 stars ritual, meaning the two will advance together. Despite the temptation to use powerful martial techniques like the formless sword, there is the constant threat of being discovered by both the sect's Azure Tiger Saint and the island's administrator, whose reach and suspicion run deep. The protagonist debates ways to utilize the formless sword undetected, perhaps by mixing it into body refining methods or by activating it internally rather than openly. 3 months pass, marking a year since arriving in this world. Chief, now nearly unrecognizable in his muscular form, reunites and reveals his own rapid progress under Azure Tiger Saint's guidance. Both are now poised to break through to chi building together, an event the sect master himself wishes to observe. During the formal breakthrough ceremony, Azure Tiger Saint expresses pride and apologizes for his earlier neglect, promising personal, intensive training once they succeed. The sect's philosophy frowns upon using pills for advancement, instead favoring harsh training to force progress. As both disciples take their positions on the spiritual vein, the protagonist prepares to attempt the breakthrough, focusing the formless sword's energy within, determined to ascend without being discovered, even under the watchful gaze of a 4-axis stage master. The spiritual energy swirls, and the moment of transformation begins. Azure Tiger Saint carefully observes Seo Yun and momentarily senses a chilling energy reminiscent of the Mad Lord, but the sensation quickly fades and he dismisses it as a misunderstanding. Trusting in his disciple, he focuses on watching Seo Yun-hyun and Chief Oh Hyun Seok as they advance in their cultivation. Seo Un-hyun begins refining his chi, retracing his journey from a third-rate martial artist up to the highest levels he has achieved. He reaches the pinnacle. Then, 3 flowers gather at the summit and aims for 5 energies, converging to the origin, using his domain of consciousness to analyze and perceive countless threads of intent. Drawing upon the wonderfully mysterious innate heart canon, he dissects these intents and integrates them with the Mad Lord's circuits and his own body refining technique. Instead of following the usual path, Seo Un-hyun crushes the gang sphere within his dantian and spreads its energy through his body as circuits, mimicking the Mad Lord's puppet methods but safely channeling the power through his own flesh. This delicate balance lets him amplify his power to the peak of the chi building stage, concealing his true martial arts behind the guise of body refinement and the Mad Lord's circuits. He carefully conceals his treading heavens beyond the path realm, allowing himself to access its power without drawing suspicion, and as he advances, his body radiates a brilliance that culminates in the creation of a star in his dantian and the extension of his lifespan. As the heavens respond, thunderclouds gather, and blue lightning strike. Chief Oh Hyun Seok, beside him, ascends to the chi building stage, blasting the lightning away with a fist. Seo Hyun follows, releasing a 5-colored fist that cleaves through the heavenly lightning and leaves a sword-shaped scar in the sky. Though his attack contains the power of the nascent soul stage, he keeps its true nature hidden, marveling at the extent of his control and the possibilities ahead. Reflecting on the extension of lifespan offered by treading heavens beyond the path, Seo Hyun considers the future of himself and his colleagues, particularly Kim Young-hoon, and sees no reason for worry. He is content with his progress, believing it time to begin sect missions and reconnect with others. Suddenly, before he can act, a red intent crashes into him. A powerful fist from Azure Tiger Saint knocks him through the air, blood spraying from his mouth. The Saint, delighted that his disciples have become sturdy enough to endure, declares it is time for proper training and launches into a fierce regimen, leaving Seo Yun-hyun no time to recover before the next blow descends. Oh Hyun Seok awakens from unconsciousness, reeling from the pain of another brutal sparring session with Azure Tiger Saint. As he comes to, he witnesses a dazzling battle on a distant mountain between his master and Seo Yun-hyun, both displaying frightening power. Reflecting on how far they've come, Oh Hyun Suk marvels at Seo Yun-hyun's progress, recognizing that although he himself has achieved the rare key building stage in under a year, Seo Yun-hyun's talent and strength are even more extraordinary. Their master, Azure Tiger Saint, is relentless, insisting there is no favoritism, and that both disciples will be pushed to their absolute limits. Oh Hyun Seok is subjected to more punishing training, dragged off unconscious to a new training ground. There, both he and Seo Yun-hyun face the 5 elements supreme response, a hellish domain where water, metal, earth, fire and wood continually shift, each posing new, deadly challenges. During this ordeal, Azure Tiger Saint explains the unique qualities of Ohyun Siok's primordial chaos, holy body, a divine constitution that allows rapid mastery of the five elements and grants him regenerative abilities that rival even Seo Yunhyun. Under constant pressure, Oh Hyun Seok breaks through to new heights, forming two energy stars within a single day. The cycle of overwhelming elemental training and breakthrough continues for years, compressing a decade into what feels like an instant. After 10 years, Oh Hyun Sok has reached core formation, a milestone that even the most gifted locals take decades to achieve. Azure Tiger Saint congratulates him with a smile, but also notes that Seo Yunhyun has advanced even faster, already reaching core formation in just 5 years and moving on to higher level cultivation techniques. The two disciples are set to spar once again. Oh Hyun Suk, always the underdog in these matches, is determined to finally match or surpass his peer. Yet Seo Yunhyun, now distant and inscrutable, easily subdues him within moments. Despite repeated defeat, Oh Hyun Suk refuses to give up. He recognizes that Seo Yunhyun has changed profoundly since arriving in this world, no longer the earnest, slightly awkward junior from the company days, but a driven, enigmatic figure who seems to have buried his old self. Believing that only by reaching Seo Yunhyun's level can he truly understand the changes in his friend, Oh Hyun Seok unleashes his full power, summoning new abilities and charging at Seo Yunhyun with renewed resolve, hoping that by fighting his equals, he might finally touch the heart of the man he once knew. Oh Hyun Seok recalls the first day he met Seo Yunhyun at the company, remembering how he had guided the nervous newcomer. Now, facing each other on the training ground, Oh Hyun Sok reveals his azure spirit, starlight quintessence, great method, manifesting ethereal wings and channeling a devastating force into his fist. He warns In-hyun of the attack's danger, advising him to counter with his best technique. Un-hyun, calm and confident, simply dodges the attacks with minimal movement, slicing through the very air to create opening. Oh Hyun Seok recognizes the mastery in Yoon Hyun's actions, seeing him as the embodiment of a sword, and launches another attack, only for Un Hyun to evade and counter with a subtle palm strike. The blow unsettles Oh Hyun Seok's insides, and he collapses, coughing blood and losing consciousness. Within his unconsciousness, Oh Hyun Seok dreams of the past, reliving moments from their days at the company, memories of teaching Hyun, consoling him after mistakes, and bonding over workplace gossip. These memories contrast sharply with the distant, impassive person Yoon Hyun has become. Upon waking, Oh Hyun Suk finds himself still on the training ground, battered but alive. Azure Tiger Saint, his master, praises his progress, especially his ability to use First Wing, a technique advanced for his current stage. Yet, Oh Hyun Suk's attention remains on Yoon Hyun, who seems changed beyond recognition. He tries to question Yoon Hyun about how much he's changed, but Yoon Hyun coldly refuses to discuss it and departs, focused solely on his own training. Azure Tiger Saint encourages Oh Hyun Suk not to be discouraged, suggesting that the true way to communicate is through martial exchange, a conversation of fists. Oh Hyun Suk reflects on this, realizing that only by becoming stronger can he truly face Yoon Hyun as an equal and share that kind of dialogue. He resolves to continue his training, aiming to bridge the vast gap between them. A decade passes. Oh Hyun Seok attains early core formation, mastering the flow of energy and fate within his body, and contemplates the profound stages of cultivation. He considers the philosophy behind core formation, where one first accepts fate plainly, then reveres it, nurtures it, and ultimately commands it. As he meditates, he wonders about the true nature of the heavens in cultivation, whether it is a living entity and how it might respond to those who seek to surpass it. Immersed in these questions, he contemplates his golden core and the ultimate path of a cultivator, to take the heavens as a teacher, yet one day aspire to stand above it, pondering what awaits those who reach such heights. Oh Hyun Seok advances to the mid-stage of core formation, marveling at his newfound power and the mysterious ability to draw upon primordial chaos, which he senses is beyond the unique holy body granted by Azure Tiger. Feeling confident, he challenges Seo Yoon, unleashing his full strength with the Azure Spirit, Starlight Quintessence, Great Method, and the Second Wing Technique, boasting early nascent soul stage power. However, despite his improvements, Seo Yoon easily dodges. Oh Hyun-seok's attacks with minimal effort, only showing the faintest hint of exertion when he is finally forced to combine his footwork with the flying escape technique. Though defeated again, Oh Hyun-seok is motivated, recognizing for the first time that he's truly closing the gap and can now spar with Seo Yoon-hyun in earnest. 5 years pass. Oh Hyun-seok reaches the late stage of core formation, entering the Purple Forbidden enclosure. He has been traveling and taking on sect missions alongside Seo Yoon-hyun, who has been obsessively training and collecting rare materials, claiming it is to save a comrade. After reaching his new realm, Oh Hyun Sok celebrates with a fierce spar against Azure Tiger Saint, during which he finally attains the vision of red and blue lines, the hallmark of a peak martial artist. Azure Tiger Saint acknowledges Oh Hyun Sok's rapid progress, but admits he would still lose to Seo Un Hyun, though now a real match is possible. Oh Hyun Seok and Seo Yoon Hyun face off once more. Oh Hyun Suk can now perceive the threatening red line surrounding Seo Yoon Hyun, realizing the true danger and immense gap between them. He accepts defeat, focusing on learning as much as possible. As the fight intensifies, Oh Hyun Suk's speed and power increase to the point where Seo Yoon Hyun is finally forced to use his own flying escape technique and, for the first time, must actively counter instead of simply dodging. Though ultimately Seo Yoon Hyun still wins, Oh Hyun is overjoyed to have pushed him so far and looks forward to future battles. After their spa, Azure Tiger Saint assigns them a new mission. Two options are presented: gather intelligence on the dangerous Mad Lord Jo Yeon, or hunt a devil from the True Devil realm. Azure Tiger Saint prefers they avoid the Mad Lord, but Seo Un Hyun insists on pursuing that mission, revealing for the first time in a long while a surge of emotion. His colleague, Team Leader Kim, is under the Mad Lord's control. Oh Hyun Suk, moved by Seo Yoon Hyun's resolve and shared bond, agrees to join him. Despite his concerns, Azure Tiger Saint respects their decision, and the two set out together for the Mad Lord's wonderfully mysterious fortress, united by their intertwined fates and the determination to save their comrades. Soaring through the clouds, the group from Azure Heaven Creation Sect, led by Chung Moon-gyu, arrives at the awe-inspiring Heavenly Human Island, headquarters of the human race, Grand Alliance. Surrounded by dense spiritual energy, they marvel at the island's prosperity and the popularity of light spirit. Sacred water, a powerful elixir. Seo Unhyun's knowledge guides them to the teleportation array leading near the light spirit pond, where their mission is to scout the Mad Lord's activities for the next 5 years. Amidst traces of destruction left by the Mad Lord, the group remains cautious, knowing the dangers of getting too close to his fortress. During their years stationed near the Light Spirit Pond, Oh Hyun Soik's cultivation thrives, bringing him to the peak of core formation, matching Seo In Hyun's realm. Desiring both answers and a test of strength, Oh Hyun Sok challenges So Yoon Hyun to a duel. The spar escalates rapidly, with each unleashing their full abilities. Oh Hyun Seok's Starlight, protecting Void, body and azure wing. Heavenly Shatter clash against Seo Yun Yun's devastating swordsmanship, curses, and puppetry. The battle intensifies as Oh Hyun Sok, determined to surpass his former colleague, consumes precious light spirit, sacred water, and endures a heavenly tribulation, breaking through to the nascent soul stage in the midst of their fight. Seo Yoon Hyun matches him, revealing wings of his own and the terrifying might of White Orchid, blessing, incantation. Their powers clash in a cataclysmic exchange that reshapes the land. Both fighters battered but unbroken. In the aftermath, with both exhausted and wounded, Oh Hyun Suk sees a new color purple in the world of intent, symbolizing a deeper connection. Seizing his chance, he lands a decisive blow on Seo Yoon Hyun, finally surpassing him and reaching the realm of three flowers. Gather at the summit. Yet victory is bittersweet. Seo Yoon-hyun's head regenerates, and he confesses that his old memories are slipping away, leaving him hollow and distant from the bonds they once shared. Despite the sorrow, Oh Hyun Seok offers comfort and hope, encouraging Seo Yoon Hyun to call him Hyung and promising they will face the future and lost memories together, rekindling the warmth of their connection amid the trials ahead. As night falls after the exhausting circuit work, thoughts drift to memories and their erosion, especially from the 1,000 years spent as a puppet under the Mad Lord. Only faint recollections of Kim Young-hoon and Kim Yeon remain, while much else has faded. After a brief confrontation with Chung Moon-gyu, about the dangers of drawing attention in non-human territory, a cautious return to base camp follows. Later, the complex circuits connecting to the Mad Lord's wonderfully mysterious fortress are checked, and the ease with which control is maintained after centuries of practice is noted. Oh, Hyung-sok approaches, encouraging the pursuit of the nascent soul stage, as it could trigger a life review and potentially restore lost memories. With this hope, the focus shifts to making contact with Kim Yeon inside the fortress. By controlling a puppet bee and connecting consciousness through the wonderfully mysterious innate heart canon, private reunion is arranged. Kim Yeon, worn and partially modified into a puppet, breaks down in tears upon realizing the long-awaited contact. Instructions are given for her to leave the fortress, even if watched by heavenly being stage puppets, to reunite in the wasteland outside. As the plan unfolds, an ominous presence is detected. Suddenly, the Mad Lord himself appears, accompanied by his strongest puppets, having discovered Kim Yeon's intent and Seo Yeon's promise from the past to become a puppet. The Mad Lord, obsessed with this promise, prepares to claim his prize. However, Seo Yun-hyun responds coolly, summoning the mighty True Origin General Seo to confront the overwhelming threat as allies brace themselves for the coming clash.